Brentford nil, Arsenal 1, and Arsenal have won in the dying embers to go top of the Premier League table. And the goal scorer, a very unlikely candidate, Kai Havertz. I mean, this is the type of performances that doesn't win you championships, but it's the type of results that do. Because I will say this, throughout this football match, I think we were playing in second gear. And I've seen that a lot from Arsenal this season, an awful lot. And when I was thinking of what this match review is going to be about, until about the 89th minute, I was sitting there thinking, it's going to be exactly what I've been talking about in recent weeks. We're just sleepwalking. We're not quite taking games by the scruff of the neck enough. You've seen the stats already. Arsenal, one of the slowest starters in the Premier League, don't get going early. And once again today, didn't really kind of get out of second gear. I thought we were good towards the end of the first half. Obviously got a goal through Trossard and it was ruled offside. Look, you just have to trust the VAR and line on that one, that they drew the lines correctly. But I thought up until that goal, I thought we were poor, but in the last 10 minutes, we started to pick it up. And again, same thing happened in the second half. We were poor in the second half, but last 10 minutes of the second half, we started to really pick up form. And lo and behold, we scored at the end of the second half as well. So when you actually start to pick up the pace and pick up the intensity, more often than not, goals will come as a byproduct. And we win this game because of that. So, yeah, I have to give a massive credit to Mr. Kai Havertz for it, though. Massive credit. Because, look, I've been on Kai Havertz's back a lot this season. I think he's been a little bit of a waste of money, to be honest with you guys. I still think it's the case despite this goal. But one thing is, right, he's stuck in there. And he got himself a goal today. I know I was going to believe this, but genuinely, about 60, 70 minutes in, I was like, yeah, let's bring on Kai Havertz, man. Genuinely, guys. I said, we need to bring on Kai Havertz about 60 to 70 minutes through the football match. Because here's the thing, right? We had Trossard in the midfield, but it weren't really working in him there. Because we had four attackers, Martinelli, Jesus, Saka, and Trossard. But we weren't really being intense enough. We were just kind of getting the ball around the box because Brentford were defending so deep and not really unlocking the door, which was surprising given the technical ability of the players I just mentioned. Then you throw in the likes of Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Zinchenko. We should be playing them out the park when they're sitting back and defending. But we weren't quite doing enough to break them down. And what happened is, by bringing on Kai Havertz, we went back to the normal midfield three. Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz. Then let the front three do what the front three does best. And lo and behold, we started to actually get more chances. We had Havertz, who was a taller body in the box. And for all the corners we had, for the set pieces we had, for the crosses we were having to do, we never really looked like we were going to score from them until 6'4" giraffe Havertz goes on the pitch. Do you get what I mean? Like, I understand Jesus and Nketiah are strikers, but both of those players are under 6 foot. They're like 5'9". So when you're whipping in crosses to players like Ajay, Ben Mee, and stuff like that, it's meat and drink for them. They're going to head it away all day, every day. What Kai Havertz gives you is height. It gives you someone that can get on the end of crosses. And that's exactly what happened to get that goal. Because we played that exact cross about 2, 3, 4, 5 times this game, where it was a back post cross. Martinelli did it a couple of times in the first and second half, and no one was on the end of it. Lo and behold, then I believe it's Odegaard or Saka that does it. And who's at the end of it? Kai Havertz to nod it into the back of net. So look, I do have to say that we got the win, and that's the main thing. Still some things that I do worry about. Number one, the lack of intensity. It was another result we grinded out. And look, I have no problem with grinding out results. No problem. I understand to win a 38-game Premier League season, you aren't going to win all 38 games playing free-flowing, beautiful football, absolutely demolishing the other team 4-5-0. I understand along the way you're going to have to go through these games where you're grinding out results and it's 1-0 and you get a clean sheet, but do the old school George Graham 1-0 to the Arsenal. But the problem is, I can't be the only one that thinks this, right? It seems like that's the case every game. It's rarity we win a game after 60, 70 minutes. I feel like most games away from home where grinding out the result. You look at Crystal Palace, the first away game. Everton away, same situation. Here again today, grinding out 1-0 victories constantly, where we're not going at teams from minute one. I've had many people message me and my friends talk to me and ask me, have Arsenal got the worst this season? And my answer is, no, we haven't got worse this season. If anything, we probably got a little bit better. The reason we look worse is because we're playing too defensive. If you look at the stats, Arsenal's one of the best defensive teams. We don't give up many chances. What Arteta's done is he's gone and just locked up all the defense. But he's forgotten about the attack. Last season, we were one of the most exciting teams to watch in the Premier League because it was mitigated end-to-end football. I say mitigated end-to-end football because it was end-to-end with some kind of, it was all the chaos. We had some kind of structure about us. It was free-flowing. It was a little bit crazy. We were giving up chances on the other end. But for the most part, we were landing on more punches than we were receiving. That's why we were winning most games, like 4-2 against Aston Villa, 3-2 against Bournemouth, for example, 3-2 against Manchester United. So we were getting wins and it was entertaining football, but we were just going blow for blow with the opposition. And here's the thing, 9 times out of 10, that works. Because when you're Arsenal, when you're Man City, when you're Liverpool, you are the best teams in the Premier League. So when you go up against other teams and you go blow for blow with them, you should win that football match. But if you want to consistently win a Premier League season over 38 games and lift the title in May, Arteta analysed it and said, you know what? We actually need to be better defensively. And so what he's done is he's tightened up the defence. And by doing that, he's taken away from the attack. It's yin and yang. There's a balance to everything in life. You can't just do more in one area and not give up less in the other. So I feel like Arsenal haven't got worse this season. We've just focused too much defensively. I've said the guy needs to pull the handbrake down, man. Like, I don't get why we're playing so defensive. Arsenal's the only team in the Premier League this season to not score a goal in the opening 15 minutes. We don't start fast. We're slow starters. Again, today, grinding that result. We're 5 minutes away. We're a Kai Havertz goal. We're literally 5 minutes away from this match review being about how Arsenal never looked like scoring. And lo and behold, Kai Havertz saves the day. But do you get what I mean? Like, I know we've got the result. I'm going to be very delighted about it. I'm going to talk all about the goal from Havertz and everything. But I just want to make a quick point. I still think we do need to go at teams a bit more. Do you get what I mean? But at the end of the day, right, look, I'm not going to get on the teams back too much because it's the first game after the international break. It's always a tough game, especially for teams like Arsenal, because Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Jesus, players like this are playing for Brazil. They've jetted all the way across the earth to play a couple of fixtures, then they've jetted all the way back. So they're going to be jet lagged. It's always a tough game, the first game after, man. Like, you look at the game when we played Chelsea, game after the international break. Yes, we got a point in that match as well, but we were poor that game. And again today, look, I don't think we were terrible. I think we played well in bursts, but for the most part, we were slow. We lacked all sorts of intensity that I've grown to like and see in an Arsenal team. So I do think that overall, we take the 3 points, we take the victory, but we still need to get that intensity back, man. We go top of the Premier League table, which is mightily important, given obviously what happened earlier today between Manchester City and Liverpool. So it's all going in the right direction. Let's talk about the goal, though, because Kai Havertz deserves an appreciation mention right now. Mr. Kai Havertz has done it again. He's scored a goal in a crunch time. He did it for Chelsea in the Champions League final. I'm not saying this is the same thing, but he scored a big goal for us. And this is the big goal for him as well. Now, obviously, he scored that penalty goal against Bournemouth. And many were saying, okay, he's going to kick on from here. I didn't really think so. I'll tell you why I didn't think so. Because it's a penalty goal, bro. Like, it's a penalty. He isn't really like he earned that goal. He didn't even win the penalty. We literally gave him that penalty as a charity. But this goal right here, now, is he going to kick on? I'll be honest, I don't think so. Because I've seen Kai Havertz for 4 or 5 seasons in the Premier League now. Of course, a few months for Arsenal. And I've not seen enough consistency for me to believe that he will be a good enough player to start for Arsenal and kick on and make a career where he scores 10, 15, 20 goals a season for us. I do think that. But can this goal at least give him some confidence going forward? Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Because he needs this. Havertz is very much a confidence player. My biggest beef with Kai Havertz is not actually his technical ability, it's his intensity. I thought he was better today, actually. Normally when Kai Havertz plays, he plays a little bit lethargic. He plays slow. It's like he's playing the game in slow motion. He's got the Messi gene where he just slows everything down. And we don't need that. We need quick, intense football. When you speed up the play, you're more likely to get chances and get goals. When you're playing against teams like Brentford, if you slow it down, they get back into their defensive shape. And then it becomes an absolute mission to score against them. You're most likely going to score against Brentford in transition and when you're playing quickly because then they haven't got the facilities to get back in time. And I thought today Havertz was much quicker in his pace. I thought he actually played with the ball at his feet and was looking to run in behind. He was getting in the box more often. And he's one of the only players that when he was in the box was making runs. Because how many players did we have in the box today? Trossard, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, all getting in the box. Odegaard as well. But when the crosses come in, they're just static. They're like mannequins in the box. When Havertz was in the box, at least he was trying to make a run in behind, into space, to try and test the defenders out. And lo and behold, we got a goal via that method. So, yeah, I got to give an absolute praise for that Kai Havertz. Keep it going. Our next game is Wolves at home, I believe, in the Premier League. Obviously, Wolves are one of the worst teams in the Premier League, but they've got a result against Man City, so that you don't want to obviously take them lightly. But hopefully we get a win against Wolves as well, and we continue our good form, because around us, all the other teams are playing each other. Have you guys noticed? Liverpool, Man City, we've got tomorrow Tottenham v Aston Villa. Them two are 4th and 5th. The teams around us are starting to play each other now, which means one way or another, teams are going to drop points by an absolute fact around us. And we haven't got the easy fixtures. I don't think it's easy, but we've got friendlier fixtures. So we just got to keep moving. And Brentford away is a tough game, man. Tough game. Our tough games left in my eyes until we reach the halfway point is Brighton's a tough game. In my eyes, we've got Liverpool away, which is going to be a very, very tough game, and Aston Villa. If we survive Brighton, Liverpool, and Aston Villa, we'll be all right. I think the rest of the games are very much winnable. Very, very much winnable. So we just got to survive those 3 games in my eyes. But yeah, as I say, keep it pushing in the right direction, man. I'm happy. Arsenal boys, appreciate you joining the stream. I think they're doing really well. Let's go, Havertz. Shushing the haters. Hey, I mean, he shushed me today for a fact. I'm not being Kai Havertz's biggest fan, but he did the job today, man. I'll praise him 100% when he gets the goals. And he did the right thing today, Havertz, because actually, he was the only one that was actually looking to run in behind and get goals. And he provided an aerial threat. We had so many corners today, so many crosses in the box, and never looked like scoring until Havertz was on the pitch. So, yeah, I'll give him a heap of credit. Anish, appreciate you joining the stream. I've ended up doing really well. Good win. Arsenal finally on top. Deserving victory. Do we need to give Ramsdale crap? Personally, I don't think he has grown. I don't think so. He has grown so good in this game. Yeah, he started nervous. I'll be honest. He started really nervous. Now, I'm a Ramsdale fan. I think he's a good player. But one thing's for an absolute fact. He cannot mentally hack being a number 2 goalkeeper because he came into the team today, obviously, as a number 2. And he looked a bit shaky to start. Let's be honest, he looked a bit shaky. Now, Arteta has chosen Ryan to be his number 1 goalkeeper. That is absolutely apparent. I think, therefore, we have to sell Ramsdale in January. We have to. Now, I'm not saying I want that to happen. I'm not saying I do. I would never wanted to sign Raya in the first place, to be honest with you guys. I was happy with Ramsdale. But now Raya's been signed, and now Raya's starting games, apart from today, because obviously Brentford is his home team. Then we've got to have to sell Ramsdale in January because he's too good to be a number 2, and his head has gone where he can't hack being a number 2. Like, he can't, because he was a bit nervous today. I would agree with you that he grew into the game though, and it's a massive 3 points for him as well, and a clean sheet. Because you look at the end of the game, man, the players were embracing him, the fans were singing his name. It's a massive clean sheet for Ramsdale, bro. Because the guy's been through the wars. It doesn't help when your dad comes out and starts talking about how his son's been treated unfairly, etc., publicly. Like, you never want that, man. Like, if you want to have a word with the manager, do it behind closed doors. You don't want to see your family members come out and criticize the manager publicly. And we've seen that in the past with Ainsley Maitland-Niles when his mum was getting on Wenger's back. So, look, I just think it's always better to just keep everything behind closed doors. Ramsdale played well today. I have absolute confidence that on Wednesday, he'll go back to being on the bench again, unfortunately, which is why he needs to go in January. But let's get some money. Let's sign a proper number 2 because Carl Hein is not a number 2 goalkeeper. Let's forget about that and keep it stepping from there, man. That's what I would do. For me, Ram's still number 1. His aerials were accurate. He just needs more time on the ball. GG's though, Havertz with a great goal. I will agree with you on that one. Ramsdale's kicking in terms of long kicking was actually decent today. It was quite good. I've been critical of Raya's long kicking. Many say Raya's distribution is good. I disagree. I think his short distribution in terms of short passing is good. But I think long passing, how many times does his brother kick it out for a throw-in? So many times, man. If I had a counter, I'm telling you, at least 4 or 5 times a game, he kicks out for a throw-in. At least. Now, maybe his kicking was judged in his time at Brentford when he had Ivan Toney, who was basically a magnet up there for long balls. But at Arsenal, bloody hell can he not kick the ball far, David Raya, one bit. So I think Ramsdale's kicking is actually pretty decent. I can't lie. I think his shot stopping is good as well. But also, you have to give a credit to Zinchenko and Declan Rice because they had two goal line clearances today that saved us as well. Because if those two players are not on the line, Brentford score. Brentford make it 1-0, 2-0 potentially. So Zinchenko and Declan Rice, an awful lot of credit for their goal line contributions. The whole team is getting involved now, guys. That's a very good sign. Very, very good sign, man. As I always say, you defend as 11 and you attack as 11. Yes, your goalkeeper is the only player that can legally use their hands, but the whole team's capable of defending. So if you need to get your body on the line, get your body on the line. And Rice and Zinchenko did that. That's a team of committed individuals. Very, very committed individuals. So I give him a heap of credit today, man. Superb. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. Yeah, Kai Havertz, man. What a goal. Did the right thing at the right time. Back post snuck in there. Very similar to Trossard's goal against Chelsea. That seems to be a style that Arteta's implementing with the team, where player gets the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box and plays basically a ball to the back post, and someone just sneaks in there and heads it in. So there we go, man. Scored a few goals via that route already. That was the worst game I've ever watched. I can't lie. Yeah, this game was not fun to watch, bro. I can't lie. It was a very, very boring game to watch. Complete parallel to A few weeks ago when we watched Chelsea and Man City with a fantastic game. We watched, obviously, Chelsea-Tottenham, a fantastic game. Yeah, this weekend's not had the greatest games, at least the televised ones. I even thought Man City-Liverpool was a little bit off it as well. But look, we got the win. That's what matters. We go back to the top of the table. We keep it cooking. Great victory. VD Predict, appreciate you joining the stream. I think I'm doing really well. Agree, man. Fantastic 3 points. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Arsenal Football Club today, man. Needed that win. We got the 3 points and we charged forward. Odegaard has to get his head in the game. The front three also has a silent game. Yeah, look, I know we won the game 1-0, guys, but you make a brilliant point. Silent game, man. Very, very quiet. I do have to agree with you in that respect. I thought we were very quiet today. I mean, look, I think we've been quiet this season. A lot of them, to be honest. I mean, Martinelli's goal return has been crap. Saka's goal return has been average. Odegaard has nowhere near been as good as last season. Nowhere near. His standards has completely fallen off. So I do think a lot of them need to be looking at themselves and going, yeah, this ain't good enough. This ain't good enough one bit. But despite that, we're finding ways to get goals from other areas, and that's important. We do need to click into gear, though. Like, I can't keep saying every week we're getting the result, but it's not good enough. Like, we need to actually start getting performances, because performances and results are to an extent correlated. They are. Like, I know fundamentally that results obviously is what matters most more than any performance on the football pitch. But more often than not, the performances you give will correlate to the results you get. Teams that have the best performances win most games. And I feel like our performances this season have not been that good. They've been too defensive. They've been too assured, too much of the handbrake up. We need to go for teams more from minute one. So I will say, if in that respect, that there's a lot we need to improve upon. But at the same time, a lot also to credit the team, because we stuck in there. We stuck in there big time. And yes, look, you might sit there and go that, oh, it was slow, it was lethargic, it wasn't intense. But the team stuck in there and found a way to win. Champions find a way to win these matches. And we did that. So for me, I give him a heap of credit, man. Heap of credit. This team is not willing to give up, which makes me proud to support Arsenal. 100% agree with that. 100% agree. Under Arteta, the game is not done until the final whistle. Genuinely, we will find a way to get goals late if we need to. Zinchenko deserves a lot of credit. However, bro, I did put us in that position in the first place. Yeah, you're right with the fact that he couldn't defend properly, and obviously his distribution. But got a goal line clearance, and you got to give him credit for that. Fair play to Ramsdale, because after the first 10 minutes, superb. Yeah, 10 minutes he messed up with the kick in. Then he threw the ball into the ground like an absolute doofus. But after that, superb Ramsdale. Absolutely superb. Sabit, Ida, appreciate you joining the stream. I think they're doing really well. Alain Gunners, appreciate that, my friend. Of course, big up Arsenal. Fantastic result. Not a great performance, but hey, top of the table right now. Times will get tougher now. Arteta might face touchline ban. We got to collect as many points as possible. Yeah, agree. While we're in there, get the points, man. Get the points while we're still in and around the top position, while the games aren't coming thick and fast. We got Lons on the week on Wednesday. We'll be streaming after that one, of course. If we beat Lons on Wednesday, we got top of the table of the Champions League in terms of we're guaranteed number one position. So we can rest for the game after against PSV. So that means basically beat Lons, beat Wolves, then we can take a little bit of a rest. We're out the Carabao Cup, etc., so we don't have to worry about that. We can rest a little bit. Then we have to go again, obviously, once the next time comes, once the Premier League games come again. But we need to get those results in big time. Let's look actually, guys, at Arsenal's fixtures. Let me share my screen quickly for everyone watching. Presents, share screen. It is this one. Yep, share. So hopefully you guys can see my screen right now. Hopefully you can. So if we look at the Arsenal games, right, obviously beating Brentford 1-0 today, fantastic. Lons in midweek. Hopefully we beat them. It's a home game we should do. Then Wolves. Hopefully we beat Wolves. And then Luton Town on Tuesday. So Wolves and Luton Town, two very winnable games. Obviously, I don't want to tempt fate, but we should. Then it gets into the tough games. Aston Villa away, Brighton at home, and Liverpool away. Those three games will make or break our season. I'm telling you guys for that for an absolute fact. Aston Villa away, very tough football match. Unai Emery is cooking right now with Aston Villa. Brighton at home, very tough game. We always drop points to Brighton at home. We never, ever beat them at home. Then we've got Liverpool away, which is going to be obviously a tough game. So for me, win against Wolves, win against Luton, so we can set up maximum possible points going into this absolute dangerous three-game slate. Obviously, if we beat Lons in midweek, we can rest completely for the PSV game, which is important, because then, boys and girls, if we can somehow get 7 points from these three games, I'll be delighted. Absolutely delighted with 7 points out of these three games. So if we get 3 points, then 7 points here, that's 12 out of 15. Or sorry, 13 out of 15. I will take that for a fact, man. For an absolute fact, I'd take that. Now, do I think it's possible? Absolutely. Do I think we'll do it? To be honest, no. I think we'll beat Wolves. We should beat Luton. I think we'll probably get maximum point against Aston Villa because they're playing very well right now. I love to say we can win, but who knows? Brighton, I think we won't win because we just have to have a voodoo there. And Liverpool, that's a tough game as well. So they're all very, very tough games coming up. But we get through these 3 games today. Look at it now. West Ham, Fulham, Palace, Forest. Then we got Liverpool, but at home. West Ham, Burnley, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brentford. Do you get what I mean? So the fixtures are coming nicely afterwards. So win the next 2 games, obviously, and then lend us one midweek. Get past this horror show, then we go from there. That's what I'm thinking in my eyes. That's my personal opinion on it. Let's also look at the Premier League table. So right now we sit top, 30 points. Man City behind us by 1 point. Liverpool behind us by 2 points. It's all looking good in the hood right now. So in my eyes, we keep it cooking in the right direction, guys. We keep the ship sailing forward. Everyone lock in. Everyone basically jump on board and let's keep it moving. Next 2 games, win. Let's look at Man City's next 2 fixtures, our next 5 fixtures. So Man City, they've got Champions League, don't care. Tottenham at home, they will beat Tottenham at home. Let's be honest about it. Villa away, so they've got Villa away to play as well. That's a tough game. Luton away, same as us, they'll beat Luton. Then they've got Palace at home, they'll beat Palace. Then they're playing Brentford and then Everton away, which is a tough game. So Man City got easier fixtures than Arsenal, to be honest. Then we look at Liverpool fixtures. Liverpool right now got where's Arsenal? Bloody hell, man, I've completely lost them. All right, Liverpool fixtures. So they've got obviously Fulham next week, easy 3 points. Sheffield United the week after, easy 3 points. Crystal Palace, easy 3 points. Okay, then Man United and then Arsenal. So Liverpool, to be honest, have got the easiest run of fixtures. They should be all over it. So if you're Arsenal, you got to take advantage. Massive, massive advantage. But I like where it's going, guys. I do like where it's going overall for us. So for me, we keep it moving in the right direction, man. Keep it going. As always, if you're new around here, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Let's get into more of your comments. Mali, appreciate you joining the stream. I end up doing really well. Evening, Dennis. Glad we got the 3 points. We definitely need to improve our games. I do agree with you there. I do agree with you. Look, I don't think we've got worse, but we have got more defensive. That's an absolute fact. We're playing too conservative. I saw some stats the other day of Arsenal's actual defensive prowess. We're the best defensive team in the Premier League in terms of giving up transition chances. What Arteta's realised is last year we were playing ping pong. We were playing ping pong. We go, you go, we go, you go. Jab, 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 jab. That's all it was. We're going blow for blow with every team. And it was enjoyable stuff. We were beating Bournemouth 3-2, Villa 4-2, Liverpool 3-2, United 3-2. The fixtures were there. We were getting the goals. We were going blow for blow with other teams. But when it came to crunch time, we lost the Premier League title because we didn't quite have enough defensive aptitudes to keep up. We conceded 2 to West Ham, 3 to Southampton, 2 to Liverpool. Away from home, title gone. 3-0 to Brighton as well. Title out the door. Goodbye, my friends. This season, Arteta's realised that actually we need to defend. We need to actually show up our defensive nature. So he's gone, okay, how do we improve our defence? Well, we need to have more structure, more stability. But what does that mean? Let's go in forwards. You can't have the best of both worlds, unfortunately. I'd love to think that's the case, but very hard to actually put into place. So we're more grinding out results this season rather than actually playing entertaining football. Now, this is where it comes to the question for you guys. Would you rather have a better chance of winning the Premier League title, but the games are more boring, or be like last season where the games are so fun every single football match, but your chance of winning the league title actually drastically decreases? What would you guys rather have? It's a question for everyone to answer. Everyone to answer. I loved us last season. I much preferred us last season to this season because we were so fun to watch. But I understand this season we got a better team. We got Rice in there. He is much better, for example. That's one player already that's better. We do need a striker. I'll tell you that for a fact. Maybe if we get a striker in January, it all might change around and we might actually start going for teams from minute 1. So for me, I genuinely think we're a strike away from going for this whole thing, bro. I think Ivan Toney, lo and behold, we play Brentford today. That's ironic. But Ivan Toney, someone like that up front of Victor Osimhen in January, and we'll go for them, man. Foot on their neck. We need another midfielder and striker. Agreed. Definitely agree with that. Wolves are next. They've been great these last few weeks. Yeah, but it's Wolves, man. Let's be real about it. I know they beat Tottenham, but Wolves are Wolves. We should be beating Wolves, especially at the Emirates. I think we're doing better in Europe than the Premier League at the minute. Yeah, I agree with that one as well. Definitely agree with that one. It'll be a tough game versus Wolves. We've got to grind that win. Yeah, we will, but it's Wolves at home, man. If you're, look, I'm not being funny, right? But if you want to win a Premier League title, games at the Emirates should be automatic 3 points. They should be. Let's be real about it. We should not be debating if it's a tough game or easy game or whatever. I 100% agree with you, Anish and Malia, that we should definitely not take these games lightly. 100%. But at the same time, if you're playing at the Emirates, bro, it has to be 3 points. Has to be, man. Like, look at Highbury. Highbury was 3 point guaranteed. Now Emirates, man, we need those 3 points. Then when you go away from them is when you start to actually debate it. Oh, tough game away at Brentford, tough game away at Aston Villa. It's a little bit in the question. But at the Emirates, man, you got Wolves at home. You got Luton away Tuesday after. Then obviously you've got Aston Villa away. Tough games, but you got to get 3 points, especially at home. And it starts next week. This is a tougher game than Wolves at home. Much tougher game. Exactly. There we go, man. There we go. So, guys, what is your thoughts? Do you think Arsenal have enough to win the league title this season? I predicted that Arsenal are going to win the league. That was my prediction at the very start of the season. And hopefully we do that. Also, guys, if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe. Hit the bell notification button. I'm going to quickly talk about a little project on this channel that I've kept very, very quiet. Those of you that have been following my Twitter, or X as it's called nowadays, know that I've been reaching out for a video editor. Because I've got a massive, massive project on the cards for everyone around this channel. It's something that I've not ever seen being done before in football. I've seen other YouTubers do it for other sports like NBA, NFL, for example, but I've never seen a YouTuber do this for football. And it's a project that's going to take a long time. I've started getting in the works. I'm building a team around it. But all I'm going to say is be patient, because I think what I'm going to deliver will be top quality, hopefully. But yeah, just wanted to say that in case anyone wants to know projects for this channel. Of course, live streams, everything like that does not change one bit. But a massive, massive project coming to this channel in the very, very near future. In 2024, it will be basically exploding, hopefully. Hopefully by then, I'll have it seamless coming out and enjoyable content that I've never, ever been seen done before. Never, ever seen be done before in football. For an absolute fact, I've not seen it. I've seen people do similar versions, but I've never seen someone do what I'm going to do, hopefully. Don't want to say an awful lot about it right now because I want to keep it a little bit undercover. But yeah, stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. Massive, massive project coming for this channel. And by the way, if you do want to follow my Twitter, Instagram, etc., first link in the description. Check them out so you'll see me keep up to date with everything regarding this this channel, football tweets, etc. That's the main things to do. All the very best things for your project. Hope it does super well. Appreciate it, man. It'll be on this channel, Why Football, hopefully dropping fairly soon. I'm hoping for definitely first videos out around 2024, early 2024. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. Make sure you stay tuned for it. I'm telling you guys, man. Never ever seen this stuff be done before in football. But yeah, back to the game. Arsenal win 1-0. Happy days, delighted. Havertz gets a goal. I think we're living in a multiverse to see that one happening. But we take it and we move forward. We move forward 100%. And I will say this, guys. If we look at the team holistically, overall, right? Performance-wise, I think a lot of questions still need to be asked, especially about the attackers. I think Saka was quiet. Martinelli was quiet. I think the Trossard in midfield experiment didn't really work today. I know he got a goal that was ruled offside, and we just have to take VAR's word on this one that it was offside, to be honest. I thought the camera angle they used was a bit shoddy. Let's be real about it. I think they need to bring in the World Cup and the Champions League offsides, which are semi-automated. Because offsides nowadays, it looks like someone just drew a line on Microsoft Paint. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just looks like for $1 billion industry, which is the Premier League and football, man. Like offsides, it looks like someone draws a line with Microsoft Paint and then they just change the color of it from red to blue. I can't be the only one that thinks that, man. Like, genuinely, you look at the World Cup and Champions League, the offsides look good. The technology's there. You see the silhouette with the player and the line goes across them and their shoulders offside. It all looks high tech. You come to the Premier League and it's like someone's drawn a line on Microsoft PowerPoint or Microsoft Paint. Like, I could have done that in year 7, man. Do you get what I mean? So I do think that offsides need to be fixed in that respect. But let's take it as if it was offside. I have to just go with what was given, which was offside. I think the camera angle they used was dodgy, but they gave offside. Fine. And to be fair, that's the first time I've spoken about VAR this whole game, which 30 minutes into this stream, I think must be a record. Must be a record for this channel in the Premier League at least. But yeah, other than that, I thought we were a little bit quiet. I think Trossard in midfield, like I said, doesn't really work. I think we do need another midfielder, as Malia said. I hear we're going for Douglas Luiz. I can't wait for the transfer window to open again, because transfer window on this channel is fantastic stuff, man. Drop a video every day on transfer news and everyone seems to love it. So yeah, Douglas Luiz seems to be the talk of the town. If we can get, guys, genuinely, I know it's far-fetched, but genuinely, if we do this, I think we've got to give ourselves the best possible chance of win the Premier League and or Champions League. Get us a midfielder like Douglas Luiz and a striker like Ivan Toney. If we can do that, guys, oh my days, man. Oh my days. Every January, we always skimp. Every January, we skimp on the pennies. We go and we sign. Oh, we wouldn't sign Caicedo, we end up with Jorginho. Wouldn't sign Mudryk, we end up with Trossard. Good signings, I agree, but we never ever sign everything we need to sign. We always leave 1 or 2 positions short. Every Arsenal fan knows midfielder, striker. Striker for me is priority. Number 2 midfielder. Those are 2 positions we need. We get to January, I can almost guarantee we won't sign both positions. Almost guarantee it. But why? Because I'm scarred by previous summers and previous windows by Arsenal. I know January is hard to make signings. I know. The excuses will start flying already. It's hard to pull off deals in January. I've seen it happen before. We signed Aubameyang in January. It can be done. We need a striker in January, Osimhen or Ivan Toney, and a midfielder like Douglas Luiz. You bring me those players, Zubimendi or Douglas Luiz, and Osimhen or Ivan Toney in January. Many will say I'm being deluded. Many will say I'm being far-fetched. I'm sorry, but we're genuinely this close from winning a league title in terms of actual difference in quality between us and Man City and Liverpool. Like, Man City are here, we're here, Liverpool like basically just under us as well. So it's neck and neck. Like, if we ever got a chance to win a league title, it's this season. City aren't on it. They're not on smoke right now. So we can do it. We just need to make the right signings. Because, guys, we're not going to win a league title with Eddie Murphy and Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus up front. It's not happening, guys. Did you see them today? Jesus has got 2 left feet at times. And Nketiah, Donny can't play football. I'm not being funny, bro. Nketiah is not a good enough striker to win the Premier League title. Yes, when you're playing Sheffield United at home and Burnley at home, oh my days, he looks like Pele. But in big games away from home, he goes missing. Newcastle away, what did he do? Chelsea away, what did he do? Do you get what I mean? Like, if you want to play a big football match, you don't look at Eddie Nketiah for that. You don't. I'm sorry. It's not what he does. Man City at home, he was missing. It took until Havertz came on the pitch to find a goal. So, for me, a strike in January is an absolute must. If we don't sign a strike in January, it is flat out criminal. Stay tuned for this channel. Subscribe down below. Keep up to date with all the transfer news I'll be coming during January and end of December, because that's when the transfer news fully starts. Arsenal Transfer Daily will start then. Project Ivan Toney is in initiation, hopefully. Hopefully, because we need to bring that man to the Emirates. I'll tell you that for an absolute fact. But yeah, other than all that, guys, I appreciate everyone that's leaving their comments throughout. Stream won't last too much longer, as it is already 8 p.m. I've got some stuff to do tonight. But for the most part, we take the 3 points if you're Arsenal. Everyone will be delighted. I'm certainly delighted. I know the performance wasn't at its absolute best. I know the game itself, many will say, was a bit boring. I agree, it was a bit boring. But we take the 3 points as it comes. And I thought, look, you have to make games boring sometimes. Brentford like open games. They do, because they hit you on the counter-attack. That's how Brentford play football. It's a transition style game. So I'm looking for away games. It's not about performances for me. It's more about results. At home against Wolves next weekend, I want to see us be on them from minute 1. I want to see us score a goal in the first 15 minutes, because we can't seem to start fast for some reason. So that's what I'm looking for Arsenal to do against Wolves. Score early in the first 15 minutes. Get on them from minute 1, man. Start playing football early. Then if we can do that, then I'll be delighted, man. And I'll be absolutely delighted from us. So, yeah. Guys, I appreciate everyone that tuned to the stream today. Make sure you do subscribe down below if you're new, and if you just tuned in right now, I want to hear all about my thoughts on Arsenal beating Brentford 1-0, courtesy of a Kai Havertz absolute wonder header at the back post. Make sure you scroll right back to start the stream so you can hear all about it. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care, guys.